It has come to light that a classified copy of House Resolution 9001, often known as the Digital Dollar Act, has been made available to the general public. The implications of this text are genuinely earth-shaking. This breach of confidentiality has the potential to be the most explosive leak in the history of the cryptocurrency and finance industries. When it comes to the financial industry in the United States, this document, which has been kept under wraps up until this point, proposes an innovative and dangerous new course of action. According to the paper that was stolen, Congress is not only contemplating the prospect of establishing a digital currency that is issued by the central bank, but it is also mandating that the Federal Reserve adopt the XRP ledger as the foundation for all interbank settlement services. This is according to the information that was included in the paper that was stolen. As a consequence of this, the manner in which future financial transactions might be handled might go through a considerable alteration. Spend some time processing the material on your own. There is a possibility that a decentralized blockchain, specifically the XRP ledger, will emerge as the foundation upon which the financial system of the United States is constructed. The investigation of the possibilities of utilizing XRP is not the only objective of this endeavor. It is a directive, a mandate that is crystal clear and is devoid of any ambiguity, and it originates from the highest levels of government. On the basis of XRP, the Central Bank of the United States is obligated to develop the digital dollar in accordance with a legal responsibility. There is a possibility that the landscape of blockchain technology and digital currencies will be altered depending on the manner in which this guideline is applied. According to this view, the XRP, this suits it well because it can scale worldwide settlement. Unlike other cryptocurrencies, which aspire to be decentralized repositories of value or speculative assets, XRP has always positioned itself as a liquidity bridge analogous to a digital plumbing system for money itself. This is in contrast to other cryptocurrencies, which aim to be other things. In addition to that, it would appear that Congress has come to the realization. While the world is on the verge of entering a new age in digital banking, the political atmosphere is also ready for such a shift to take place. This is happening at the same time. Policymakers are becoming increasingly aware of the reality that the current state of affairs cannot continue eternally, and that the need for innovation is more critical than it has ever been. This realization is bolstering their awareness of the fact that innovation is necessary. China, which has already introduced its digital yuan and is rapidly growing its influence in the field of digital currency, is currently in a race to catch up to the United States of America, which is currently in the process of catching up to China. The degree of competitiveness that exists on a global basis is progressing for the better, exerting greater pressure on the leaders of the United States. Legislators in Washington are becoming more aware of the ramifications of falling behind in the competition for technological and financial leadership, and as a result, they are emphasizing the importance of modernizing the United States dollar in order to maintain its position as the dominant currency in the world. Due to the fact that they are aware of the consequences of falling behind, they are experiencing this pressure. When we live in a world where digital payments are instantaneous and borderless, the current system of bank settlements, which is impractical because it is slow, expensive, and out of date, is no longer something that can be considered practical. There is a growing need among consumers as well as businesses for ways of money transmission that are not only more efficient, but also more secure and speedier. House Resolution 9001 is a key legislative step that displays a willingness to accept change and examine new technologies for the nation's financial infrastructure. This move was taken before the House of Representatives. Representatives of the House of Representatives voted in favor of this resolution. In light of these circumstances, the decision to install a blockchain solution such as the XRP ledger is not just about efficiency, it is also about assuring that one will continue to exist in the future. In a global economy that is always shifting, it is absolutely necessary to have the ability to adjust to new circumstances. Maintaining the United States' position as the world's reserve currency, preserving the status of the dollar as the world's reserve currency, and ensuring that the United States will continue to lead the world in the financial sector are all aspects that are at the heart of this matter. Let's talk about what this might mean for XRP and its potential contribution to the world monetary system now that we've gotten that out of the way. The demand for XRP would rise to levels that have never been seen before, which would result in a fundamental upheaval in the landscape of digital assets. If the Federal Reserve were to adopt the XRP ledger, its official settlement layer, the demand for XRP would dramatically increase. When it comes to this, there is more to it than just speculation or excitement. Specifically, this is an illustration of the significance of economics as well as fundamental mathematics. In order to facilitate and settle those transfers in an effective manner, XRP would be necessary for each and every transaction that takes place between financial institutions, as well as for each and every piece of liquidity that flows through the Fed. There are a number of major differences between this rumor and many that have come before it, despite the fact that some people may say that this is just another rumor, another leak that has been exaggerated in order to drive up the price. The banking industry is currently experiencing a level of panic. Several sources have indicated that legacy institutions are making a significant amount of effort to prevent the bill from being put to a vote during the legislative process. To what end? To the extent that they are aware of the significance of it. In the event that the United States of America makes the decision to make XRP the official protocol for settlement, then the middlemen will be eliminated, the fees will be abolished, the delay will be erased, and the layers of bureaucracy will disintegrate. The power changes from the private traditional financial infrastructure to the open blockchain technology, which is possibly the most important aspect of this change. Oh, I see. At this point, not only does this narrative become more than just a financial one, but it also crosses over into the realm of politics. Should this proposal be approved, it would result in a substantial shift in the power dynamic that exists between the parties involved. At some point in the future, the global financial superstructure would, for the very first time in the history of the planet, function on a decentralized ledger. Further, it would not be Bitcoin or Ethereum, rather it would be XRP. XRP would be the cryptocurrency. The ramifications are enormous, not only for Wall Street, but also for multinational organizations and central banks all over the world. Wall Street is not included in this category. XRP would be utilized in order to evolve into the blueprint. The Internet of Finance is the global reference that we are referring to here. In light of this, what is the subsequent step? As stated by the leak, it has been indicated that the vote on House Resolution 9001 is scheduled to take place the next month. This information has been disclosed. Additionally, the political stakes could not possibly be higher, which would be an insult to the injury. On the other hand, there are persons who are on the side of the argument who urge for innovation, efficiency, and transparency. To add insult to injury, the well-established banking system is currently engaged in a struggle to maintain its hold on the monetary infrastructure. This is the opposing side of the coin. It's almost as if David went up against Goliath. On the other hand, this time around, David is built with the help of blockchain technology. An altogether new period may have begun for those individuals who have previously held the position of RP, and the current moment may mark the beginning of this new age. Regarding your investment, there is no longer any place for speculation or speculation. There is a possibility that it will at some point in the near future represent shares in the most important piece of infrastructure in the world of global banking. This is the kind of paradigm shift that happens once in a generation, and that is the kind that we are discussing today. What is the most exciting aspect of the situation? There is a sizable chunk of the world that has not yet arrived to this point. This story has not yet been covered by any of the mainstream media outlets. Nevertheless, by the time they do so, it will be too late for the investors who entered the market at an earlier stage, when CNBC will announce this as breaking news as soon as it will happen. At the very top of the stratosphere, there will be a fee that is associated with entry. This leak is your validation, even though it is not financial advice. If you have been holding into XRP because you realize that it was not just another pump and dump technology, then this leak is your confirmation. In the event that you have faith in the